This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. Stacy Mongar joining
Hello.
us here, our psychic medium, and boy, oh boy, there's always an issue trying to connect with her, which is amazing because she connects to the other side all the time. Whether she's asked to or not, it comes to her. She connects, and sometimes you do have some connection issues, which is odd because all day everything is fine. So, Stacy, I believe something is really happening. You know that for a fact. And so I apologize if anyone's been waiting for the past 12 minutes for us. It's just a communication thing, but I'm glad that you're with me and got goosebumps because I just called her and I know there's some stuff going on that you're feeling about me and about stuff, and you even called me. So what is going on?
Yes.
Oh
Well,
my goodness.
I got a reading. And I think this is something not relatively new, but I've been doing it for a while. They call it automatic writing, but to me, I just start writing stuff down because I get info in. So I just start writing it down and channeling it on the paper. So yeah, I've been doing this for a while, but I just started getting info off of you. And I left you a message that if you wanted a reading, that there are actual names being mentioned here. So you may not want to broadcast it everywhere out to the universe, but I got specific information in regards to you.
Can you say it? I want to hear it.
Well, I don't know that we discussed this a little bit. When I said that your children, we talked about your children, and I said, you sure it isn't misdiagnosed? I made a comment that they're just being kids. Well, I don't know if somebody told you that, because I will also channel whatever is being around and said to you. That if people have said they're just being kids and you're going, no, I don't think so. I think there's more issues going on with your children. And some of it, yes, of course, there's a little bit of that going on, but in your situation, it's different. So I don't know if somebody told you that and I'm channeling it. I also, and I have some information to give you and resources, but I don't know if they want me to, and it's close to you. They're in Long Island. So, like I said, I've been dealing with Long Island, New York for quite a while. I just haven't been there. I feel like I've been there. I might be safer there. I don't know. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
But I just got in a variety of information. I got in the Italian. We talked about the married and cheating for certain individuals that you're in contact with. Did you have a friend that I got in, a high school friend, I don't know, the Bronx, that something happened to somebody that was murdered? I don't know. I got in a high school friend, Bronx. I got in a Sarah, Andy, Mindy, but somebody from high school that you knew. And I don't know if something happened to this person, whether it was suicide or a murder, but I got it in. So I don't know if it's connected to you.
Do you say Ann, A-N-N?
No, wait, did I write that down?
Wait, I'm sorry. I heard you say Sarah.
Yep, Sarah, Mandy.
Mandy.
Andy, Mandy, Mindy. I don't know, I was getting in a bunch of names. Tara.
No, the only person I know from high school that passed away was a guy named Michael, and he was in a bad car accident.
I'm getting in these people though. And is this around or connected? Was he with somebody else?
He was in a car, he had a bad accident, and this was like, I mean, I was in my 20s, and I know he's come through in past readings before, but wait a second. But interesting, you're mentioning the Bronx. And
Yes,
something in
but
the
I'm
Bronx
also,
with murder, because there's someone that I was dating that his father was killed in the Bronx in like a
yep,
mafia type thing. And he has a
well,
sister that lives, two sisters that live there. And so that's why I'm thinking maybe it's more current and maybe somebody else.
yes. And this is what I mean by I'll pick up energy around you. So I'm getting in Bronx, but I'm getting in a high school. I'm getting in friend, I'm getting in those particular women, but I'm talking murder here. And yeah, yeah. So you may want to check on those names. Whoever it was
Nancy.
murder, it was set up, but I'm getting into high school.
Okay, this is interesting.
So this does, and then I'm getting in Italian, White House picket fence, and I don't know if that's something you refer to or literally somebody lives in a White House picket fence and that's what you want. That's what you used to want. I don't know. I get in like old music. Andy Gibbs, shadow dancing. I got in a wine drinker, somebody who loves wine. I did get in schizophrenia, bipolar. I got in Sedona, Arizona. I'm getting in that, yeah, Pennsylvania and subcontractor of some sort. And I don't know if you like Milky Ways and M&Ms, but somebody does.
I love Milky Ways. Wait, I was in Pennsylvania this weekend. Okay, this is weird.
Okay, I'm picking up
You're talk.
Pennsylvania. I'm picking up Sedona, Arizona.
Okay, guy that I was dating has family in Arizona. I took my mom
Yep,
to Sedona, Arizona, like a few years ago before she passed. I'm
yep,
trying to think. Wait a
yep,
second. I was
yep.
just in
That's right.
Pennsylvania at Great Wolf
Do
Lodge with
you?
my kids. I'm trying to figure this out with you.
Yeah, it just started coming, and this is how I operate. Humdinger. I don't know if somebody used that phrase, but a
What?
humdinger.
Humdinger,
Somebody
humdinger.
somebody that would use the phrase a humdinger. I'm also getting in Bernard Allison or Allison and Bernard, separate names, but Bernard Allison is tied in, music that, I do blues, jazz, and, the whole nine yards. So, but Bernard Allison is a famous, he's
Oh,
Blues Society, that sort of thing. But I don't know, that just came in. I did get in somebody was raped by their husband.
one more time. Two. Wait, say it again. Two, what'd you say by their husband? I'm writing this down.
Somebody was raped by their own husband. Um, and I get in the name Neil. I get in, like I said, shadow dancing Andy Gibbs. And that's going back is a long time ago. But I'm also getting in that your children have maybe been misdiagnosed, that it's hard to get a handle on things because you're not getting the correct, maybe partial. I don't know. I'm not, this is coming just downloads. This is the energy I'm getting in. And yes, I've been around this, and yes, I can spot somebody a mile away, at least maybe 500 or 1,000 miles away. That have certain things, but this is also
Good.
from having people I know around me and dealing with experts on this. So, but I do get in schizophrenia and bipolar again. I mentioned that. I'm just what
Oh.
else? Subcontractor. Somebody's a subcontractor that But I am getting the White
Wait.
House.
Well, now you're talking subcontracting. Hear me out. I had a bad flood at the house last month, right? And it's been over 6 weeks. And they took all my stuff into a warehouse that was supposed to be itemized, taken pictures of. Next thing you know, this company has done nothing for 6 weeks. My stuff is now growing mold in the storage facility. I'm dealing with the restoration company I hired to do this. They subcontracted out to this other company. And I'm at Great Wolf Lodge this weekend with my kids on the phone for over an hour with Allstate, with the restoration company, with the subcontractor relocators, asking why they never did all these things. Why were the pictures not taken? Why? Allstate saying now if things are moldy, they're not going to cover it. They should have had pictures from February 3rd or 4th when it happened, and that's that. So now now there's all my stuff is gone. I don't have it back. It could be ruined. I'm dealing with all these people that I don't know, and I don't like this, especially when things are out of my hands, right? It's a control thing. But now you look into it, it's like I let all my sons, their toys, their sports equipment, my carpets, all my cooking stuff, everything was in the garage like a storage unit is now gone, and I'm dealing with a subcontractor.
Hello.
So, oh gosh, hi, 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 hi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm picking that up. So I'm picking up that some of your stress. I guess I was right.
This is weird. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I get in like, I don't know if you like salmon or fish. If you like those things, or you don't, it could be the opposite or somebody around you, but I'm getting in heavily salmon and fish. Do you have Italian descent in you?
Yes. Yeah, from the Bronx. Like my grandparents from the Bronx. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, the Bronx is coming in heavily here. I didn't know you were from the Bronx, but I am getting a wine drinker. I'm getting the fish, salmon, Tara. I did mention that. I don't know. Does somebody like Andy Gibbs, shadow dancing? Somebody around you?
No, but I know wine drinkers. My son's godfather's in Nashville, Tennessee. He's a huge wine drinker. But Andy
Yep.
Gibbs, I don't know. But I'm seeing him in 2 weeks for the first time in like 2 years. He's my son's
Shadow
godfather.
dancing.
Shadow dance.
The song. And I don't know if that's, specific or maybe somebody uses that song that they listen to. Sometimes
Shadow
I'll pick up on
dancing.
specific songs that people would listen to and dance to. I've done that here in Lincoln where they're saying, "Oh, you're not psychic," and then I'll say things, and they're going, "Okay, there's no way you could have known that." And I said, "Yeah, I know."
Wow.
So I've picked up specific songs and specific things, but that's what I also got in a Tim,
A Tim?
um, Tim and a Neil, and I don't know, but I'm like I said, I'm getting in somebody who was raped by her own husband, and he hit
Oh.
her,
Oh.
and so I don't know if this energy is pertaining to somebody you know around you.
No, I'm writing this down though.
But I am getting this in, and I don't know, if this will be told to you or it is, and you're just unaware of it. Um, and yeah,
Wow. Oh my.
so it just started coming in, and I started getting more, and I thought, wow, okay. It just
Oh,
That's how I operate sometimes. And when you spoke to me last,
yeah.
sometimes I'm being manipulated on air. Sometimes I'm getting psychically attacked while I'm on air because they don't want me to be on the air. And there's so much going on in the world. And I was concerned. I said, well, probably shouldn't mention the I word, the country. um, um, yeah, I was starting to get, and sometimes when I get downloads, I start getting attacked. And if it's
Mm-hmm.
worldwide, if it's crimes that I'm trying to solve, I'm getting attacked. So I've had that happen before many times. Went in at the building at M's Pub
Oh, lost you there. Building a what?
downtown Omaha,
Okay.
Nebraska. There was a famous place down there that exploded. It took out not only the restaurant, that portion, but people that lived up above to the buildings around. I'm surprised it didn't take out the whole block, but in an older part of Omaha. But anyways, I was getting downloads and I was getting attacked. So whatever the energy was letting me know, something horrific was going to happen. So that also happened to me, and I turned to the person I was dating at the time and I said, are you psychically, are you upset? Because I am being just pummeled. And I kept on going to the window. He said, why are you going to that window? What are you looking out at? And I said, something's happening. Something's bad's going to happen. And 2 hours later, when I at the same window I'm looking out, directly across is the place that blew sky high. So I literally picked that all up. And then he freaked out the first time. And because we were there the night of, and then the very next day we almost went there. And I said, well, we would have been, yeah, toast, literally, right? Yeah, so I picked up the energy, so that's sometimes what happens too, but it's all in the event to slow me down, to stop me, to get me to shut up. And anybody who's psychic gifted, putting out info, whistleblowing, they all can say they're being attacked. They'll tell you. And this is what's been going on. And this is why they don't want me to be online. Also, to expose the people around me and the
Yeah.
ex-family who's doing things, and they are, and they're strategically doing everything unimaginable. Probably having court cases that I'm not invited to because they're using other people, in my place. So they don't want that all out, and they don't want all the crimes that are committed and all the crimes that are actually worldwide. We're talking RICO. So,
Wow.
but getting back to you, just a lot of that gelling though. So most of that is gelling.
Wow.
You'll have to you'll have to find out about certain information. Now, also, I got in somebody, and I hate to bring this up. We talked about sexual abuse and sexual assaults, and I do get in somebody that was sexually abused between 6 and 7, and
Wow.
a father figure, and by a father figure, and I'm getting that in heavily.
Wow.
So,
And I'm
and
thinking, to be honest, I never was sexually abused by my father, but now you have me thinking, where was I when I was 6 and 7? Was I in the hands of someone else that I blocked out, that I don't remember, that I don't know, a family member? And now you got me thinking. I know you're not saying it's definitely me. These are things that are coming to you, but you got me thinking 6 or 7.
well, yes, and
Yeah.
it could be a lot of times. Yes, there are people that have repressed memories, but we don't want you to take on any of this energy that's not yours. But if it is somebody around you, uh, this has, dramatically, and of course, if it happens repeatedly, we're talking a lot of times associated with that is borderline personality disorder, sexual abuse. That's the one personality disorder that sexual abuse is tied to, and any really hardcore trauma, repeated physical abuse, but sexual abuse is heavily tied into borderline personality disorder. But I'm getting in this, yeah, this was monumental. So, did I pick it up? And you may want to look at that, get back to me. Sometimes what happens is it doesn't resonate, or aha moments come later. And I'll give people, and they say no, and then they come back to me and say, oh yeah. And I said, well, that's fine, because that's what happens. And sometimes you're not in contact with the people that you might be, you no longer have the relationship, or you've been in contact with them for quite a while. But that's how it operates. But yeah, it just started coming in. So I thought,
Wow.
and so I'm
Wow.
writing. I just start writing and go. But that's the way I can also repeat it back to you, because then I forget. So I'm giving readings, and some of this is that I'm not, with most people, it's a confidentiality thing, and I still
Yeah.
abide by that, morally speaking. And like, I am a licensed therapist, which I am not, but there's a level there of confidentiality, and that I don't remember all details of everybody I've given readings to.
Yeah,
So,
of course not.
but because I was last night, I was same thing, and I was like, I just somebody last night, that it was definitely, like I said, interesting. So I got that in, and yes, I was trying to get a hold of you to let you know that I had gotten that in. And
Wow.
some of that needs to be looked at. And there are, like I said, there are people I know that you may want to talk to in regards to your children, everybody, and get some solid confirmation and some stepping stones, and some physical help to get this, to give you some peace of mind.
Wow, now you got me thinking about my children. Where were they? They're 9 and 11. Okay, where were they at the age of 6 and 7? I already have it in my head. They were with me in my care. They were at a daycare. I didn't have any weird babysitters. But I'm just going. I know it doesn't mean anything, but now
But
as
it
a
also
mom,
could be, once again, it could be around you, and it could be somebody that you know. And so this is what I don't want you to take on, any of the
no,
energy that
no,
does
no.
block you. Like,
Oh, you just broke up. Oh, lost you.
us, the ones that are the upright,
Oh, Say it again. You said upright something. I lost you.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, I heard upright.
Upright, upright spiritualists and upright tarot readers that do, that are phenomenal at giving messages and exposing things to themselves. But that's just not my forte. But they. Well, there was now I just, somebody doesn't want me getting this out. Talking about this because I just had a just went. There was some correlation between that and getting out energy and talking about these things, but usually, yeah, they get they get cut off, and I think they have weird things happen to them that people don't want them getting out messages, especially when they're getting right to the heart of thing. And it's the same thing with me.
Yeah.
They shut you down a lot of ways. And so, I'm exposing ex-family, ex-friends, ex-exes that I'm not speaking with because things have been going on, and they have been. So for a very long time before I was born. And so, and I know others have the similarities, and I know others in the spiritual community that are upright have had those situations. And unfortunately, the sexual abuse, all of that is unfortunate and very, and it's an internal societal that we're not holding people accountable. And for the men, we're not just talking men who do things, we're talking about anyone who's been sexually assaulted, and women can unfortunately do that. But yes, it's interesting, and you can understand why people say, oh, that doesn't happen. It's like, well, they want you to think that, and they don't separate out people that truly, the mental health, and some of that, in my opinion, and I know others, is wrapped up in, people that have mental health issues, that address their own mental health. And like I said, some of the smartest people I know, schizophrenia, bipolar, but we don't address it here. A lot of drugs, that's it. But fortunately, there are others that do not have that mindset. They're coming around and addressing all of this, but it's the spiritual, which manifests in the physical. We're also talking a heavy dose of genetics going on here, but it's bloodline issues here, and but it can stop here, and how you address it and how you heal from it means a lot. But that's not what they want us to do here. They don't want us to heal from anything, and therefore you have a lot of people continuing cycles and and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, accountability, there are ways of doing things. There are people out there that need to do the right thing, and there has been, which I try to promote those people. There are licensed therapists, there are, out there speaking truths that need to be licensed medical professionals that are speaking the truth, people, upright spiritualists that are, and, we need to really be looking at this, because it's obviously, it's all hell is breaking loose, and is continuing to break loose, and it's unfortunate. But we need to truly look at the real reasons why, the illusions that are cast, and why we're getting ourselves into these situations that we should not be. And as historians put it, we're still paying for the Vietnam War, and why were we there?
Yeah.
And generations later, the fallout for that, and there's obviously a lot pertaining to that. JFK, 2 weeks before he was assassinated, he was going to withdraw troops from Vietnam. He was going to do a lot prior to being assassination. He had access to UFO records.
Oh, wow.
He he was going to shut down certain agencies and have a deep review and reconstruct and shut them down. But all of that before he was killed. So we need to look deeper. And without people are getting really, they can't videotape anything. They can't do anything right now. And as we know, Dubai has been hit. I did have some other weird contacts then again. And so I get contacted by interesting people when things start happening. So some of it is just they're fishing. There are people around me that are going in through fake profiles, AI, you name it, all of the above. So, but it was weird. I had fun this last weekend.
My goodness. Well, I apologize. We are out of time. We have to go now. But thank you for joining us, and keep in touch and let me know. Check your phone, okay?
Okay, and then let me know on everything. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. And just double check. I text you, okay?
Okay.
Look for it later. Thank you. Stacy Mongar, stacythepsychicmedium.com. That's STACY, the psychic medium. Thank you so much for today and for being looking out for me and my family. Thank you.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.